George had a problem. He was stuck in a hole. We're not even going to talk about how he got into his hole. You have your own story for that. But he knew he had to get out. So finally he started crying out for help. Suddenly there was a man's face peering down at him from the top of the hole. "What's your problem?" the man asked. "Oh, thank God," George cried. "I'm stuck down here and I can't get out." "Well, this is your lucky day, George," the man said. "I'm a billionaire and I'm feeling generous this morning." So he threw down a check for $1,000. "Where am I going to spend this down here?" he thought to himself. Then he heard another voice coming. "Please help me." A second man's face appeared, a kind and compassionate face. "What can I do for you, my son?" "Father, help me get out of this hole, please." The man reached into his pocket. "Here, this will help." And he dropped a book into the hole before leaving. George picked up the Bible, studied it, and tried to imagine any possible way to use it to get out of the hole. Eventually, he gave up and tossed it aside. The next passerby threw down some organic vegetables, along with vitamins and herbal supplements. A doctor stopped and donated a few bottles of the sample medications he was being paid to peddle that week. A lawyer came by and talked for a while about suing the city for not putting a fence around the hole. She left her card. A politician promised to pass a law to protect sleepwalkers if George would vote for them in the election tomorrow, assuming he could get out of the hole. George felt lonely, helpless, and a little fearful. "I can help you get out. You just need to let go of all of your negative thinking, learn to visualize, and then use the law of attraction." "But that's exactly what I've been doing," George protested. "You must not be doing it right." So she tossed down a DVD, still shrink-wrapped. "At least you could have thrown down a DVD player," he said, to no one in particular. In a little while, a Zen Buddhist sat down in a lotus position at the edge of the hole, wanting to teach George to meditate. "If nothing else," the master said, "if you practice long enough, you'll feel better about being in the hole." Who knows, you might even be able to levitate your way out in a few lifetimes. George was about to resign himself to being in this hole forever when a man jumped into the hole with him. "Are you crazy?" George exclaimed as the man got up and brushed himself off. "Now we're both in the hole together. Couldn't you just throw me a rope or a ladder or something?" The man looked at him gently. "They don't work." "How do you know?" George asked incredulously. "I've been here before and I know the way out." He said, "My only job and my total joy is to report back to you what I found. So I'm jumping into your hole because it seems like fun and in alignment with what the universe has in store for me at the moment. You can think of me as a scout, like a wagon train in the Old West, whose job it was to ride ahead looking for a way over the Rocky Mountains to reach the Pacific Ocean, finding a path for others to follow with relative safety and security against the elements and such. I'm not the only scout out there, and I don't claim to have reached the ocean yet, but I'm the only one who has taken this particular route, which turned out to be a very effective way to go and safe enough for me to return to talk about it. On my journey, I explored some very radical territory and collected a lot of information about which paths work and don't work and what might benefit someone else. So we in this room are all scouts. And if the arts as an industry is stuck in a hole, then we as community need to show each other our hashtag in other ways. Whatever works for you. So use your voice, continue the conversation, and help us build a path, one artist at a time. So this is your call to action, which by the way is the first step of the hero's journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you.